Every civilization has a creation story. Egypt had one, Babylon had one. The nations surrounding Israel all have their own explanation for how the world began. Most of these stories start out the same way, with gods fighting gods, chaos battling order, and one conquering the other. Creation emerged from conflict, and then Genesis opens with a completely different picture. If you love the Bible, just click follow. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. There was no battle, there was no rival, there was no struggle. The Bible doesn't begin by proving God's existence, and it doesn't tell us where he came from. It simply begins with God was there before there was a single human being, a mountain, an ocean, a tree, or a star in the sky. There was God. Genesis tells us that the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. Now imagine that for a second. No animals, no birds or people, no nations, no cities. Nothing that we would actually recognize as the world we live in today, only darkness. Yet even then, God was present. Scripture says that the Spirit of God moved across the face of the waters. And then came the first recorded words spoken by God. Let there be light. And there was light. No resistance, no delay, no struggle. The Creator speaks, and creation obeys. And he saw that the light was good, and he divided the light into light and darkness. And the days continued, God continued forming the world. He made the heavens, he made the waters. He gathered the seas together, and the dry land appeared. For the first time, the earth was taking shape. And then he caused the grass to grow, plants bearing seed, trees bearing fruit, and what once had been empty was beginning to fill with life. God placed the lights in the heaven, the sun to rule the day, the moon to rule the night, and then Genesis adds a statement that almost feels understated. He made the stars also. Think about that. Every star that's ever been hung in the heavens was created by the same God who created the earth. The seas were filled with living creatures, birds filled the sky, and life spread across all of creation. And then came the sixth day, and for the first time the story slows down. Animals roam the earth, but something unique was about to happen. God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Nothing else in creation is described that way. Not the stars, the oceans, the animals, only man. Male and female, he created them, and God blessed them. The world began in darkness, but it's now filled with light, life, and beauty and purpose. Then God looked at everything he'd made, and behold, it was good. And then on the seventh day, God ended his work. Not because he was tired, and not because he was weary, but because his work was complete. The heavens, the earth, the seas, the stars, the animals, and mankind. Creation was finished. The Bible begins with a God who does not struggle for power, a God who has no rival, and a God who simply speaks, and what he speaks becomes reality.